Religious beliefs can be hard to talk about. Lots of people get defensive because beliefs involve not only logic and reason, but family, tradition, fear, and hope. People of all persuasions seem to enjoy trashing the beliefs of others. But in this video, I'm looking for something more, something different. I want to make sense of what you think as part of an informal science project. This video is a challenge for you to understand and relate your beliefs to mine and others who may be watching using a common framework. Humans have pondered belief systems for a long time. My purpose in this video is to build on how scholars and non-scholars alike think about religion, spirituality, skepticism, and non-belief. What are the ties that bind a spiritualist and a fundamentalist? Is everyone unique in their religious beliefs, or are we connected in some way or other? How can we understand people who are born again, or deconverted, or spiritually apathetic? How do we even start to talk about different belief systems? The way I learned was pretty simple. If you go to a Baptist church, you are Baptist. If you go to a Catholic church, you are Catholic. If you go to mosque, you are Muslim. If you don't believe in God, you are... Labels are easy, and if we don't look too deep or think too hard, most people can be dumped into a bin. Labels also provide a hierarchy. Both Baptists and Catholics are Christians. They and Muslims are part of a larger set of religious people who are set apart from atheists or agnostics. The problem with this approach is that upon closer inspection, people's beliefs are complex, and the variability of one measure or other within some groups can be greater than that among groups. Fundamentalist Christians and fundamentalist Muslims have something important in common that is often lost in these classifications. Another common way to think about beliefs is along a line with two clear endpoints that represent polarized extremes with moderates grading between. People who think with this mental model often put extreme fundamentalists at one pole and strong atheists at the other. This model is defined by two extreme positions. As in politics, this model is favored by those at the poles because converts can be attracted toward the extremes as if they had some special magnetic attraction or ultimate truth because of it. People in the middle are often viewed as weak, indecisive, or simply going through a phase. It lends itself to false rhetoric such as, "You're not a true Christian, you're not a true atheist." A quite different way to conceptualize beliefs is within a network. Think of it as a street system with buildings all along it representing individuals' beliefs. Some people live in well-roaded cities with lots of neighbors sharing a common and well-connected set of beliefs, while others are out in the boonies on their own with an independent set of beliefs. Now, if you like, imagine a third dimension, as in a city with skyscrapers and high-rise walkways between them. This provides a multi-dimensional space to group people based on a range of belief traits. This model lacks the polarized perspective of the prior model because there are multiple directions and a limitless number of endpoints, not just the two extremes seen in the second model. Because of that, it's closer to reality, yet it is also too complicated for the majority of people to understand, and all but impossible to use in communication. A fourth way to think about beliefs aligns ideas around a circle. This has some of the traits of the one-dimensional linear model, but as a two-dimensional circle, it lacks simplistic, polarizing extremes. One reason why I like this fourth mental model is because circles are better than lines or rectangles when it comes to talking about beliefs, because circles put everyone on equal standing. By this I mean that when ideas or people are arranged along a line, ideas and people are marginalized. But when ideas or people are placed around a circle, there is more openness, more equity, and a greater opportunity for serious dialogue and understanding. So let's go with a circle. We'll call it the circle of belief. Now, my goal here is not to model what people believe in, but how they believe. In other words, I'm not particularly interested in whether someone identifies as Islamic, Mormon, or pagan. Instead, I want to know the importance of faith and science, authority and reason in their belief system. For me, a good way to do this is with a gradient of belief intensity marked by people's degree of skepticism. First, religious orthodoxy, whether more explicitly Christian, Muslim, Jewish, or whatever sect, provides a clear descriptor that most of us can readily understand. Those who fall here adhere to the traditional and well-established authoritarian tenets of their faith, and often define their values based on literal interpretations of their sacred texts. They, more than others, believe in the primacy of faith over science. In contrast to religious orthodoxy, religious moderation is characterized by less partisanship or divisiveness and an openness to different ideas. For example, a Christian moderate would support missionary work as a social charity more than for evangelical reasons. Religious moderation does not involve a literal interpretation of religious texts. As a result, it is possible to reconcile faith and science. Moderation has no place for the idea that the earth is only a few thousand years old, and it has room for various forms of theistic evolution. Religious questioning reflects a profound struggle with institutional aspects of belief, but it still constitutes religion. Many formal principles or doctrines of mainstream religious authority are denied, and questioning individuals are likely to take contrary stands on social and moral issues that are inconsistent with the religious mainstream. Simply said, they have a personal take on most aspects of their religion. Self-thinking individualism is better characterized as personal spiritualism than religion. It is not organized or institutional, and adherents often have unique concepts of God, the universe, and the meaning of life. Individualists will say there is a God, provided that he or she can define it. Ambiguous agnosticism is rooted in extreme skepticism and scientific rationale, with emphasis on evidence and the absence of evidence. Those with this trait aren't sitting on the proverbial fence. Instead, they simply believe that uncertainty is unavoidable and cannot be resolved. Definitions of God are so open-ended that there is no way to prove or disprove the existence of all possible gods, even if attributes of specific gods may be demonstrated to be false or highly improbable. Confident atheism is defined by certainty about the non-existence of God as strong as religious orthodoxy has certainty that God exists. It's not that God is improbable, but that no God exists, period. Realistically, only a fraction of people can be clearly associated with any of these descriptors. Remember, these are not categories or bins, but traits along a gradient. Now that we have this model constructed, we can look for patterns of how beliefs relate to each other.